What's that? What are we here? What's the stream here?
We're on YouTube. All right, ladies and gentlemen. We are, I believe, still in round one. Let me reset the score here. Mike Davis versus Jay Kallas. This is the Maryland 8-Ball Championship 2018. All right, they're getting ready to get started here. Give me 1 second. I'm still trying to take care of some technical issues. Give me 1 second. If you want to start talking or anything, you got to sit a little closer to the microphone. I'm going to see if I can get the music down.
I was just trying to get it out to the Facebook too. You know what I mean?
What's up? I'm going to share links. I'm going to share links on Facebook, but it's going to be. All right, I'm back with you guys. All right, so I am Ground Zero Scott, and I have here sitting with me.
It's Rob Metz.
Rob Metz, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm all right. Did you get a chance to play yet?
Yes, I just won 6-3 against Johnny Bloom.
Nice, good win. How'd Johnny play? I haven't seen him play for a little while.
I got out the gate 5-0. Then I didn't get out. He ran out. Then he broke and ran out. I broke dry, then he ran out to make it 5-3, so he started getting it together after I was up 5-0. Then I had to either break and get out or be 5-4, me and his break. So I happened to break, make a good break, keep the cue ball in the center of the table, and made a pretty solid run out to get there. So
good.
Not too bad. A win's a win.
Absolutely. All right, so we have here Mike Davis playing Jay Kallas. Do you know anything about Jay Kallas?
Not really. I've seen him at the events a couple of times. I'm not really sure how well he's fared. I mean, we all know who Mike Davis is. I think,
right.
Four-time Moscone Cup team member or something like that. Won many titles. Used to live here in Maryland, Carolina, Florida. He's moved around a little bit, but he's still a great player.
Yeah, he's definitely been around the block.
And this is first round still, right?
Yeah, first round, and this is race to 6 and 8-ball. Can't win or lose on the break.
PCA rules. Well, he didn't want to bump that 5 like that. He was trying to come. I think he was trying to come across and move the 9. I mean, maybe he didn't even want to touch none of them balls. Played a 14 next, but he definitely didn't want to lay himself up behind the ball like that.
Is that a little better for you? Out of your way a little more?
Yeah, thanks.
Sorry, I don't have everything set up the way I normally do. I had to rush in. I was out watching my kids play football, and then just got back.
I think he should maybe play that ball a little smoother. He hit a little too hard and made the ball squirt instead of going in with the ball. And he had a half a pocket to play it behind the 2 ball, but I think he hit it a little too firm. You got to kind of finesse that ball a little bit, let them both, suck themselves in the pocket when they both make contact. I mean, if the 5 goes, I don't think Mike's got much trouble. I mean,
And he may have to make that 6 first, but that should be an issue.
I think that gets him perfect. Float down. If the 5 goes, I mean, I think he's okay here.
Yeah, the way he's shooting it looks like the 5's going to go right in.
He's just going to float down to the basically the first diamond on the other left side of the side pocket.
Little bump off the 9 to stop it.
Yeah, he'll probably draw it into the 9. That'll work.
Actually hit that a little more firm than I expected him to.
Yeah, he's got an option. He can either play the 8 or pass the 9, or come straight back across and play the 8 where the chalk's at, but then he does threaten the side pocket playing that way. I'll probably just spin it and maybe play the 8 where his hand's at. Yep, that's what he's looking at. He's thinking about coming around table. I don't know if I like that. It's the bar table. You don't have to get perfect.
And the angle's kind of running him straight back to the middle of the table after he comes off the 3rd rail.
Yeah, he's coming back around. Uh-oh. He's okay. One nothing. Mike Davis out the gate.
I guess on that same note, though, on these tables, you are supposed to take some of the long shots rather than trying to play perfect position. I mean, most of the people in this tournament, they're not supposed to miss any of those shots. No.
Normally on the bar table, you like to try to play like a 1 foot, 2 foot zone. You don't have to get perfect on really anything. Balls are makeable from almost everywhere on the bar table. The pockets seem to be a little more forgiving than the bigger tables. Breaking second ball. Made a couple balls because you got a little clump up there.
This is an alternating break format.
Yeah, which is good for when you have some of the lesser players that do like to come out and enjoy themselves to be able to play the better players. A top player can't just break when the toss break, run out the set, and the guy don't get a chance to play any pool who's here to have a good time also, who's basically, some of them, as you would say, might be donating to the tournament, but you're going to have those from time to time just here to enjoy themselves, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Any of these tournaments, they wouldn't exist without the mid-level players.
Exactly. And you have to have the alternate break to keep the top players from running away with the sets. It at least allows a novice player to break a few times, get a few shots at the table, maybe win a game or two against a champion player, and they can say that they played somebody with a name.
Well, in the last Maryland 9-ball tournament they had here, one of the locals, I can't remember who it was off the top of my head, but one of the locals, I think, got on the hill against Earl Strickland and had him down a couple games. Earl did come back and win.
Trying to think if that might have been T.J. Moore, maybe, because I got 7th, 8th in that tournament, in the 9-ball event that they had here, the last one. Trying to think, because I lost to T.J. Moore, Hill, then. Until I'm starting to get older, I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time with names too.
I'm thinking it was T.J. Moore. I know T.J. beat Clenty Kachi Hill, and got 2nd, and he lost to Clenty in the finals.
Right.
Number 8, Eric Schroeder, and Lon Lee, table 8. Lon Lee, Eric Schroeder, table 8. Come get your score sheets, guys.
Mike don't really have much trouble here, it looks like. I mean, the 5 and the 7's tied up, but the 5 goes, the 2 helps him get to the 5. I mean,
The only difference in this rack and the last one, he's got to play a little more in line for this one.
uh-oh.
He'll get away with it, though.
Yeah, he did. He definitely didn't want to. He just tried to move it back maybe a foot to play the 3 next. I'm almost positive 3, the 4. But it worked out. Wound up a little short. He's all right, though. We'll play the 3 now instead. It's looking like the 2-5 next. Left himself over top the 11. That could maybe cause problems. I mean, if he's straight in, he can float past the 7 and play the 7 in the side. So he can draw it from this angle over here, back here at the table. Looks like he's over top the 11, but he's okay. I believe it's Mike's break, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, Mike's break.
Yeah, that game for Jay Kallas was actually pretty big. Believe it or not, you don't want to get down a couple of games and have one of the favorites in the tournament breaking to go up 3-0 on you in such a short race.
Right.
Set's far from over. A lot of pull left still this set, so we'll see what happens.
All right. All right, I'm trying to do a couple of things here. Still haven't got everything organized the way I normally like it. So where are you from, Rob?
Baltimore, born and raised.
Okay, what part?
Essex.
Okay. Baltimore County.
Right off of Back River Neck Road.
Now, see, I'm actually from Baltimore. You're from Baltimore County. There's a difference.
Oh, you're from the south side. Let the cue ball get away a little bit.
Yeah.
I think he broke dry.
He did.
This is not going to be an easy rack to run out here. There's a lot of work to be done with them balls over by the side rail.
What do you like here, high or low?
Well, they're both a mess, but I would have to say I like low balls. The 7 probably passes past the 13. The 2 gets the 4 out. You got the 3 into the 5 combo. So, I mean, I like the low balls here.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I think I don't think I try to move any of those balls off the 2 ball. I think I try to get positioned to where I can just play the 3-5 combo, and then just shoot the 4 across side without moving anything.
Yeah, play the 6, try to come straight across and come out a little bit. And if you get perfect, you play the 3-5. If not, you play the 2, then the 3-5. You know.
Actually, the 4 ball comes down in this corner too, even if he rolls long on it.
Well, if he does get correct on the 2 or the 3 to get to either or, when he plays the 3 into the 5, the 4 can go cross side into the other side pocket straight in the corner. See, I didn't like that selection. I like taking the tester, make the 6, come straight across. You make the 6, the 2 get you to the 3 easy, or vice versa. And when you come off the 3, the 4 goes straight on the other side without having to touch no balls.
Right.
So I think that was a.
And you can get out of line. You could have shot that 6 and been out of line and still had multiple options to get out.
Yes. He chose to take the easier shot. Sometimes you got to take the little tougher one to make the easier run out. You gotta believe in yourself sometimes.
No rail.
Wow. Yeah, that's probably all she wrote. Now he gets to hand place and clear up the mess over there.
So while he's thinking about his run out here, I'm going to try and find our sponsor list. I can tell you our host location is Bank Shot Bar and Grill in Laurel, Maryland. This tournament's put on by On the Hill Productions. I'm sure all of you guys are already familiar with them. They usually run about 5 or 6 tournaments a year on a combination of both big tables and little tables. Bank Shots here has, I believe, 16 small tables. Is it 16 or 17?
I think it's 17, I believe, and 4 big tables, all diamonds.
Yeah, 17 small tables and 3 big tables.
Yeah, 3 big tables, you're correct. And I believe Lights Out Billiards Apparel is another sponsor for the tournament, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, Lights Out Billiards, McDermott Cues, Josh Cues. I'm going to pull up the Facebook page here. So the last couple of times I've watched Mike play, like in that shot there was pretty noticeable. He's actually got a little bit of shake to his hand. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, he's got a little bit of a shake that's been going on for maybe about 5-6 years now. He said he tweaked the muscle in his neck or something working out. So. Yeah, like I was saying, he said that working out several years back, he told me that he pinched nerve in his neck, or like in his trap neck area.
Okay.
And he said ever since then he's had like a little bit of a shake and twitch. It's never went back to normal. It hasn't really gotten much worse. It looks pretty much like it was 5-6 years ago, but nevertheless, yeah, pinched nerve in the neck from working out.
Okay.
A little bit of low right, squirted straight across. Uh-oh.
I see a lot of times when I shoot that shot, I never get as perfect a position, but I usually wind up with a little tougher shot because I'll play it up higher in the middle of the table just to make sure I don't do that.
Well, he had the cue ball didn't come down quite far enough to give him the angle where he can just shoot it a little bit of high center and come straight back across. He had to hit it with like low right drag and squirt it over, which the ball turned a little bit and of course clipped the 8.
And this should be a pretty straightforward run. He can go any way he wants with these balls and he should be out.
A little flat there. Wanted
Yeah.
to play the 9 next. I'm almost certain he wanted to play the 9 next. I mean, think about 8 ball though. There's so many balls on the table. You get out of line, you got a few that can bail you out. But you know, when it gets down to that last ball before the 8 or the 8 ball itself, you got to be. That's the key shot to have the shape you need. You see a lot of players run 5, 6 balls and then constantly get to the ball before the 8 or the 8, and they finally get out of line and don't have an extra ball or two to bail them out for an easy shot. Now they got to come with a shot, and then they don't end up getting out.
He made that off the point.
You just float this one in, come back out. Play the 10 next.
Now, even though he lost the first game, I think he was actually shooting a little straighter and a little cleaner the first game. He took his time on that last shot, but he didn't look like he was actually trying to play the cue ball anywhere. It looked like he just let it roll.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I think his nerves are getting to him a little bit here.
Yeah, he had a lot of inside on that ball. I was thinking just a little bit of inside.
You see, for me, that's another difference there. I think off of that 10 ball, I'm just coming straight back up the middle of the table. That's a pretty good break there. He made a ball in the corner. Now, is this you make what you take off the break, or is this open till a called shot?
You got to make a ball after the break to solidify a ball. You can shoot any ball into any ball, only on the first shot after the break.
Okay.
So if you make a high, you can still shoot a low. It doesn't matter. You got option. As long as you make a ball on the break, you still got a shot at the table, and then you got to remake another one to establish what you have. For some reason, I like breaking the head ball on these tables in here. Generally, breaking a second ball will make a ball more often. It will leave the balls clumped up a little more and lets the cue ball get away sometimes, but breaking a head ball seems to be the better break on these tables in this sports bar.
And for me, when I use the second ball break, I usually wind up with the balls clumped up on the same side rail where I break from.
Yes, they all come out and they all come over to the left-hand side. That's where I break from. Second ball does the same thing to me. Whoever started that stuff. Head ball was always the ball to break for all the years. Breaking 8-ball until, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 years ago, somebody started breaking the second ball.
Well, and if I'm correct, where that comes from is playing on bad equipment when the balls don't rack tight. The second ball is a better place to break from. But these tables, they break well, they roll good, so there's
The balls freeze up when you rack them.
yeah, there's not really a lot of need for the second ball break. They have all diamond equipment here, all Simonis cloth. They redo their tables on a regular basis. So as long as he stays relaxed here, this should put the first one on the board for him. He may be a little straighter than what he wanted to be here. Yeah, he's going to try and draw back and come all the way back across. A lot of obstacles he can run into there if he doesn't hit it straight. And he got through.
I probably would play maybe, I don't know.
You thinking about going the 7-ball first?
And all you got to do is once you get on the 7, just play the 3 and come out a foot and you're straight in the corner. You don't have to move the cue ball as much. Now he's got to put a little inside right to come down either in the side or the corner, or he's got to run the ball half the table length to play a shot in the other corner where the 7's going for the 8 in the same pocket.
Yeah.
The 8 goes past the 10 cleanly. Maybe he just comes off the rail and plays the 8 in the corner down here where you break from on the right-hand side. But
he was lining up for the side. That's a dangerous spot to line it up. If he spins it just a little bit too much, that English is going to take and put him right behind the 10 ball.
I'd like playing the 7 first and then just coming right back out where the cue ball was originally to the 5.
Now he's got a back cut.
Now he's on the 50-yard line.
Oh, it goes past the 10. I didn't realize it went past. Now, if that goes past the 10, why would he even look at playing that 8-ball on the side?
I would have played for it to be in this corner down on the left-hand side from where the 7 is.
Right.
Just go forward and off the rail a foot with right-hand English and then play this. It's a bigger pocket instead of going past the edge of a 10. Got on the board. That shows how big the last game was, because if you don't miss that 10 ball, it's a 2-2 game instead of 3-1.
Hey guys, in the comments, somebody that's watching, let me know if this video looks a little bit laggy to you. I don't know if it's just the computer that I'm watching it on, or if it's the feed that's coming through. Thanks, Gabriella. Sorry if I mispronounced that. It's another dry break, and all the balls on the right-hand side of the table. That's an example of what we were just talking about with that second ball break, where the balls have a tendency going to that side. Now they're not on the rail as much as what they wind up a lot of times for me. So they did have another full field for this tournament, 128 players.
Third time in a row, yes.
With a number of people on the waiting list as well.
Yeah, and a handful of the top champions not here. Roy's crew's not here. James Aranis isn't here. Dennis isn't here. Ruslin's not here.
Strickland's not here. He's made a few of the events.
Yep. Sean Wilkie, Brandon Schufter, and Turning Stone, Matt Craw. I mean, there's several top players that are normally here. This is normally a really tough field. Several thousand left out of the Calcutta from them players not being here. I mean, we still got Ronnie Alcano showed up, Mike Davis, of course. Alex Olinger from Ohio came in. And plenty of other players that are very capable of winning this tournament.
So this is a called pocket format. Doesn't matter if you go 16 rails when you intended to shoot straight in.
As long as you make the ball in the pocket, yep. And you can't win or lose on the break with the 8. And if you miss the 8 and scratch, it's not a loss. Only if you make the 8 and scratch, it's a loss.
Sorry, say again? If you go on YouTube and look up Ground Zero Scott.
Ground Zero Scott?
Yep. When you click on it, if you subscribe and hit the little bell for the alerts, between each match I'm stopping the video, and so each match will be its own video.
Okay.
And you'll get an alert.
Been saved like last year?
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. So I just had somebody come up and ask me where the videos are going to be played at. Obviously, the guys and girls that are watching, you know where it's at. If you want to share it on Facebook, please feel free. Click the like, subscribe, and get the alerts. That way, every time I start a new match, you guys will get an alert. You can, like I said, you can share the links on Facebook. The videos won't play live on Facebook. For whatever reason, they don't get along with each other. I guess they're a little bit of competition. But I think we get a little better video quality using YouTube, so we'll stay here.
He's perfect.
Don't overthink it. And the 8 does go to the corner where his hand is at right now.
He's perfect. Good speed. That works.
He had a little shoulder shrug when he hit it. I think he's a little longer than what he wanted, but I think he's better there. I think the straighter he is on the 14, the better off he is.
Yeah, I mean, if the 6 doesn't bother his bridge,
And
he
you
should
see
be
him,
fine.
you see him tapping the table there. If he was where he just tapped the table, what's he planning on doing? Unless that's where he wants to get on the 8 ball. Maybe that's what he's tapping it for.
stuck the cue ball. He didn't follow through. He stopped his stroke and like he was pinching the cue ball.
Yep.
He had to follow through to get that baby draw.
Relax and shoot your ball, man. Come on. He's still thinking about that not drawing.
Yeah, he can still make this and use the one to stop the cue ball most likely.
Jumped up.
Yep. Uh-oh. Oh, look at the 7 now. Unless he can sit the cue ball back there and make the 7.
So his scratch on the 8 is not a loss?
No, unless he would have made the 8 there. Yeah, it's ball in hand.
Is that how it was last year for this?
Yes, same rule. Seven obviously goes, or Mike wouldn't have been so hurried to line the cue ball up and play the shot. Yeah, you can't give a player like Mike Davis those type of opportunities. The guy's represented the USA a few times on world stage. He's got big wins under his belt. Top player at one time. You definitely can't give somebody his caliber extra opportunities at the table. Well, it's a good thing the 2 ball was sitting there. He'd have a little, well, no, he's going to play the 6 anyway. Go inside right and come straight back. He'll draw this back 2 or 3 feet. And that should be all she wrote for this rack. Oh, he just decided to spin it off the side rail and take the little tougher shot.
And 4-1, Mike Davis.
Mr. Kallas has definitely had his opportunities. He should technically be maybe the one up 4-1.
Absolutely.
With the first opportunities at the racks and not getting there, finding a way to not make the 8 or the ball before the 8 in like 3 of the games.
And that's a frustrating way to lose too. And nothing you can do if a guy gets up and just puts a pack on you. But when you have that opportunity and give it away, Still got the 5 ball.
Yeah, he can still cut the 5, but then he's got to cut it thin with inside right and come straight back and get perfect to be able to play the 3. He's got to be on the inside of that rail.
The 7 doesn't pass the 3 ball, but he might be able to cheat the pocket.
The 4 ball might go off the 12. Past the 11 inside, I can't really tell from here what kind of space is between them 2 balls. The 12 and the 11, it is. He's going to play the 5. Trying to bump the 11 here. No. I thought he was going to try to maybe smooth it and come straight back and play it like he was trying to bump the 11 in the hole.
Right.
Even if not, he's still got the 11 that helps him. He's okay.
You still got Laura's number? I just sent her a message. I'll shoot you a message in a second. I'll let you know.
Section 18. First base side down there.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
What do you want for him?
I mean, why'd he hit that ball so aggressive and firm? Just float that ball in and bump the ball.
Say it again.
And
They just got
13
done with
goes
the football
past
game.
the
That's where
3.
was
I mean,
so they should be home now.
Everything I do, home, pick them up, and then take them over to her.
Okay.
Table 12, Justin Vernick, Eric Thompson. Townsend. Vernick and Townsend, table 12.
No, all the way in the back.
that was a great shot. He got perfect on that ball. He had to be just a little inside that 7 to make the 3 easier. Now he's going to try to control this 7 ball and squirt it. Probably play it in the corner as well. Yep, just like that.
a good
off
shot.
13, very good shot. It looks like Mike Davis is about to go on the hill. I don't want to jinx him, but I believe unless his tip falls off, he's going to make this ball. 5-1, the machine. Mike Davis. Iron Mike.
Hey, how loud can you guys hear the music in the background? Somebody in the comments put that on there for me. The only reason I ask that because YouTube is not shy about handing out copyright violations, and then they block these videos.
Clint Perkins, Vincent Tharpino, table 6. Clint Perkins, Vincent Tharpino, table 6.
And if you can't hear it at all, just say that so we know if we got to have this music turned down or not.
Well, Mike at least got a better result. He didn't break dry that time. He's got a clump of balls over by the left rail to work with. But nevertheless, he's still at the table.
Thanks, Gabriella. I'm going to step away for a second. Let me see if I can find somebody real quick. I'll be right back.
I was just gonna make him.
Huh?
I was just gonna make him. That's all.
Okay. I'm trying to get the thing, do the overlays for the sponsorship real quick.
That's it. You're my son.
Hey Josh, if you want, while I'm doing the logos, you want to sit over here and we can move some of this stuff. This will reach over there. So, just so you guys know what's going on behind the scenes here, Rob's having a sign language conversation with Josh McCulley, and I think he just offered him a hand job.
No.
That's the motion I saw.
I had a carpal tunnel on my right wrist.
Oh, okay, okay.
That broadcasting school is really paying off.
I appreciate you.
Oh, by the way, I'm not going to be shy whether I know you or not.
It's all good. Tough love, tough love.
Josh, you want to jump over here? Just watch the tripod.
If he gets on this 6 ball, this set should be over here. I think he's perfect on the 5. I mean, I think the 5 gets him to the 6. Really hit it flat.
All right, maybe now we can actually have a little commentary since the sign language specialist is the only other person on the mic. So, Metzi, what is your take on this match so far? I just joined it.
Jay had Mr. Kallas had plenty of chances to win this set. I mean, he should have been up 4-1. He missed a couple of 8 balls. He missed the ball before the 8 ball twice, and that's 4 games right there. And he was pretty much first chance at the table to run out too. So didn't get there, and Mike cleaned up the mess. But yeah, the match is actually should be the other way around right now.
Well, Mike just snookered himself. He's going to 2-rail kick at the 8 and misses it completely. You're going to leave an open table with ball in hand to Mike to a. So Kallas has ball in hand. What ball would you take here first?
15 ball.
And just roll it up a little bit, shoot the 14X, and try and come up table and clear them out? I mean the 12, the 15 and the 12?
Yeah, 15, 12. He might be playing 12, 15, but
Either way, I mean,
yeah, it's the same thing, really.
those 2 balls you have to get rid of first. They both only have 1 pocket.
You don't really have any trouble balls. I mean,
The only trouble you could possibly find that he has to create. He would have to overstroke a ball and get bad shape somewhere.
yeah, because he would look like he was straight in on the 15. I would have just floated it about a half a foot and played the 11 in the side and got rid of that ball also.
The 11 goes straight down, so I would have done just what he did. Just draw it back. Shoot the 9 here. Just try and come straight back again. 14, 13, 11, 10, then 8.
Uh-oh. Wow.
Wow, did not see that come in at all. And he leaves Mike a shot that Mike is going to make about 95% of the time.
Yeah, he'll probably cut it in the side, I'm sure, here. We'll see.
I like cutting this ball in the corner.
He's actually cutting it in the
Yeah,
corner.
you have the angle sent it that way. You have no chance of scratching. Just have to trust yourself. So
And that's the match.
that will be the match. Mike Davis wins 6-1. We'll be back in a little bit to find out who will be going up on the stream next. Good shooting, Mike. Good getting out when you had to.
At least you made a ball in the break that last break.